Hi, my name is Christy, and I'm a third-year MFA game student at USC. I have always loved animals, but no matter what I do, animals don't always love me back. So what is it about me that animals hate so much? Is there something wrong with the way that I'm expressing myself? Maybe there's something wrong with how my face looks. Maybe there's just something that I'm communicating to them, so much so that they get scared and they punch me in the face. Well, with today's face AR technology, people like me have been able to appear and present themselves as anamorphic creatures inspired by our favorite animals. But experiences like these are often purely cosmetic and only utilize human expressions and body language in order to communicate meaning to other humans. What if there was a way to leverage this kind of technology so much so that people can learn how our body language comes off to our furry companions? This is why I came up with How to Train Your Human, where players will be able to use a mobile app with face AR technology in order to understand how human body language comes off to animals. So in this experience, players will be able to navigate to physical locations using the app. This could be the beach, or it could be a national reserve, just an area where certain types of animals live. And at these locations, players can unlock species-specific face filters and use them on site. These face filters will take in human expressions and body language in order to return real-time feedback that tells the player exactly what the animal sees. So let's say I smile. To humans, hopefully that means I'm friendly. But to a pufferfish at the aquarium, that might just mean behind my friendly facade lies rows and rows of very venomous teeth. Not the message we want to send. So by understanding how players come off to certain types of animals, they will be able to train themselves not to do certain things, and players can then have the option to upload their photos or videos taken with their face filters to a database attached to the physical landmark, so that other players that visit this area over time will be able to see how previous players have learned to better communicate with animals in this area. So for animal lovers like me who just want to love animals without coming off way too creepy, How to Train Your Human is the experience for you. So once again, How to Train Your Human is a mobile face AR app that allows players to use location-specific face filters in order to better communicate with animal species living in this area.
Hey, Christy. Could you talk to me a little bit about the research you did on animal behavior, or did you speak to people around animal behavior and sort of looking at the feasibility of this app?
Yeah, definitely. So while there's not as much research with facial expressions specifically, a lot of research has been done with body language and how body language comes off to animals. Of course, a lot of the research is surrounded domesticated animals, such as dogs, livestock, and other animals that people come into contact frequently with. There's also been a large amount of studies done with dolphins due to their high level of intelligence, primates such as chimpanzees and gorillas. So while the space of body language research when it comes to animal behavior and animal socialization is quite well developed, there admittedly does need to be a little more research done in facial expression specifically.
Okay, thank you.
I had a quick question. Sorry, I was just wondering. I'm thinking about how you would arrive at the conclusions that you would need to in order to develop an accurate representation of what types of expression would be common and with each type of animal that would elicit the same reaction every time. Have you done any experimenting with this to discover a couple of examples that you might share?
Oh, personal experimentation? Well, my cat for one, but I mean, in terms of more formal research, I haven't had the resources to conduct formal investigations into specific populations and how they react to human behavior, but I have read up on specific studies that take in an animal or animal species type, and over a long-term exposure through imperial and kind of more, what is objective methods of researching, accumulate a kind of pattern that kind of allows people to understand what the animal feels over time. Of course, like all this research varies greatly depending on species. So in light of kind of like the design future aspect of this, this wouldn't be able to be implemented today, but I do hope like an idea like this or a tool like this will be available down the line to allow people for certain types of species have a better relationship. If that
This reminds me a little bit of dealing with phobias. So, for example, arachnophobia. So what's the what's the modern version of you can hold your hand up and watch a spider crawl up your arm and get used to the idea. Not that you would want to necessarily do that in the wild, but at the other extreme, you might have, for example, getting more comfortable being around a horse, which is a much very different size creature or animal. So being able to experience that virtually may help lower the barrier to doing it actually in person in real life. Yeah, it's not a new idea necessarily, but it's I wonder what the modernized version of that is with these new platforms and digital capabilities we've got. We're carrying around with us and potentially wearing.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
definitely. Thank you. Sorry, I was just going to say, like, XR has also had a history of helping people absolve certain symptoms of PTSD and helping them conquer some fears. More famously, like VR has helped veterans with PTSD. And yeah, having this in a virtual space, also at location, being able to kind of see the difference between the real and virtual animal will kind of give some people more of a platform to like better like develop communication skills.